Quei due là sono loro.
This is them, Gino and Marco.
Sempre che guardo sempre il telegiornale.
I keep watching the news to see what happens.
Peter Stoccos' son and grandson were, until their capture today, on the list of Australia's most wanted men.
Lui sarà 3 anni più.
He was last here 3 years ago and I haven't seen him since. He doesn't want to call because he says if he calls, they can find him.
Peter says his son is intelligent.
He was a good boy.
He was a good boy.
La sua intelligenza è nata con
His intelligence went awry.
But how did the son and grandson of a North Queensland Italian migrant family go on to be described by police as modern-day bushrangers? The Stoccos story goes back well before things escalated dramatically when they allegedly shot at police outside Wagga Wagga in October, sparking a manhunt that would span 3 states. Gino divorced his wife and mother of his son Mark in 2003. It would be a traumatic moment that would bring their son Mark close to his father.
Il figlio è rimasto col padre.
The son remained with the father and the daughter with the mother.
Using money from the divorce settlement, Gino and Mark bought a yacht and set sail around the southern states. Police described them as gypsies living a transient life on the road. They headed north, working as caretakers.
Ci davano da mangiare e dormire e loro lavoravano.
They would give them a place to sleep and a place to eat. The landlord would tell them, go build the fence, watch the animals. And later they had some arguments.
Arguments with landowners that would end with the Stoccos allegedly stealing rifles, cutting fences, drilling tyres and pouring sugar in petrol tanks, then fleeing in the middle of the night. In June this year, Queensland Police issued an alert, setting them on a collision course with police near Wagga Wagga.
We had another possible sighting probably an hour ago, which was a white bull bar, had an orange flashing light.
Ascolta, hanno fatto male.
Listen, they did wrong by having a weapon. They did really wrong there.
After the Stoccos allegedly shot at police twice near Wagga Wagga, they dumped their car, allegedly stealing a white Land Cruiser just outside Holbrook in southern New South Wales.
I walked around the corner here and noticed the door open, and I just looked straight in and the ute was gone. And
Paul Rogers was sound asleep when the thieves made off with his ute.
So I reckon they've rolled the vehicle down the hill. When they felt they were in a safe distance from the house, they would have started the motor and away they went.
Paul's farm ute would become the focus of a 3-state search. On October 20, the Stoccos were spotted across the border in Euroa, Victoria. October 21st, the search shifts south with a sighting near Glenburn. October 22, even further south, with police giving chase, the Stoccos outrunning them. On October 23, clean-shaven, they were spotted in a supermarket. They changed the look of their car, only to reverse into a police car. Next was Bairnsdale. Then the pair were filling up back over the border near Gundagai. Then the trail went cold for police, until today, when a combination of tip-offs gave police the break they were looking for.
This followed a covert operation that has been running for about 24 hours.
Police swooped on a property called Pinevale near Dunedoo, where police believe the Stoccos had been employed.
But what I can say is there were a considerable number of police there to execute it. They were non-compliant in relation to directions given to them during the arrest phase. Obviously, we considered these people to be armed and dangerous, and therefore they had to be forced to the ground.
Their awful find, the body of a 68-year-old man believed to be a missing caretaker.
A missing relative and a person who has not been seen for about 3 weeks.
The police are treating the death as a homicide and are yet to lay charges. New South Wales Police defended the time it took to bring the Stoccos in.
I think 12 days is very successful because if we look at how these people operated and if we look at the expanse of country out here, the number of roads that are sealed, unsealed, back roads, forestry trails, These people knew the bush, they knew the bush very well. They knew all the ways and times to avoid police. But it was always going to be a case, it was only going to be a matter of time before we tracked them down.
The Stoccos received treatment at Dubbo Base Hospital for their injuries. The wild events of the past days have left a father wondering how a son with so much promise could have lost his way.
And I know he did something wrong, because I always told him, change your way and do something.